Okay, I know that ever since Elon Musk bought Twitter and turned it into X, that a lot of people were like, it got worse. It did. It absolutely 100% did. But in the past week, as I've been going through there, because there's really no other social media like it, unfortunately, uh, it has had the worst type of people on it ever, right? Like, it was bad because a lot of like the edgier people and like a lot of people that are alt right came onto it and whatever and started spewing bullshit and a bunch of racism. And then Elon was like, "This is a place for free speech and no censorship." And then if you say trans or cis, suddenly that's something you can't say on there. So that's that's crazy. There's also the fact that for some reason it has become like a breeding ground and place for people from 4chan and Soyjack to move to, which I find is really fucking funny cuz like that those groups of people hated Twitter, right? That whole image board burrow kind of thing like hates Twitter. But now suddenly you can't turn a place without seeing a reference to it in the comments section. And I don't know if it's ironic or if it's legit just those users. I'm leaning to the latter because if you click on them and you see their usernames, you're like, oh, yep, that's that one. That one's full of the dog whistle. Those thingies, those numbers. I recognize those numbers. Um, so yeah, it is crazy. It is wild. Just yesterday, right? I have a few different accounts. Obviously, I'm not going to like tell you what they are, but they're just different accounts for like, just so I can have like good organization of like my interest and my pages. Right? There's obviously my official one, and then there's one for like a lot more nerdy stuff. Uh, and I really try to cultivate the nerdy one to like only see like fandom stuff, because there's still a lot of fandom thriving on Twitter, and that is the only reason to still use Twitter. But no, it. I remember that I had cultivated it really well, and then I logged into it after scrolling through it the day before, and now suddenly it's all blue check marks. It's all bot accounts. It's a bunch of porn. It's a bunch of engagement farming and a bunch of like, did you know about this or top 10 ways to blah 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 blah, and it has like a million fucking views because they have a blue check mark or whatever. Oh, and then there's porn everywhere, like straight up. Like I scrolled and refreshed. Right, this was not an account where NSFW is on that page, and suddenly refresh right there on the feed, straight up tits out. Like I'm like, wow, I didn't know it was this kind of party. So I just have to keep saying not interested. But I keep getting it. And then I keep getting fucking gore at all the goddamn time. It's gore all the time. There are pages that are straight up like it's not even like hidden or anything. Like, look, I think that if you look at gore, you are a bad person. Well, not bad as in like fucking evil. I think you're just morally bankrupt. Cause a lot of times whenever people are like, "Oh, I look at it because I'm just curious on how the human body will react." It's like, yeah, well, how about see your body react to taking a fucking shower? Uh, Shut up. Shh. Alexa, shut up. Everything is going wrong, just like Twitter. Holy shit. um. So yeah, that's how that goes. It is. It's wild. Seconds Before Disaster is one. I remember I saw a video on there where a guy reached out to an electric wire, touched the electric wire, immediately like shocked up, but you saw like a burst of fire, and his shirt just was burnt to crisp. I saw a bunch of war footage from there. Wow. I mean, I guess the bio was right. I mean, I'm not looking for this shit, dude. It just keeps coming around, and there is obviously that very dark curiosity where you're like you can't take your eyes off it because it's like watching like a fucking car crash in slow motion. But then you're like, oh god, it's unfortunate that I've been like desensitized to it, but you can still like have that empathy of like, damn, that's really fucked up. Um, but yeah, it's yeah. I remember there is so much. There's page after page after page after page of it, right? And the people in the comment section was like, "Yeah, I love seeing this." And then there's a bunch of bots, but then there's like a lot of like legit users that are just like, "You love to see it." And like sometimes it's war footage, and you're like, "Yeah, I love it whenever their brains pop out through the back of their helmet." Or like shit like that. It's crazy. The like you're like this was just like an innocent fucking person, dude. Somebody just had an accident, right? Like so I remember I saw something and it had a black person in it and um it was an accident. I'm not going to describe it. But in the comments were just a bunch of racist shit like yep. What'd you think was going to happen? Whoa. The amount of racism, like India. There's another one from India, and then the comment section is full of Indian racism. Fucking nuts. And then you constantly see like people getting ratioed of people being like, oh yeah, like I'm trans, HRT, and then like actually this is what you look like on HRT. Fuck you for wanting to be yourself. Look how you're ugly. You're ugly. You're ugly. Like the fuck did they do to you? No matter your rhetoric, if a person is just being there, doing their own thing, and not harming people, and you go out of your way to then belittle them, that shows that you're the piece of shit because they're not harming anybody or not being like a shitty person. But you are, even if you aren't doing it if you're doing it in private either, you are still the shitty person. It Twitter fucking sucks. Yeah, that's about it. 7-minute video of me literally just talking about the shit I saw. So yeah, let me know what you guys saw. If you want to support me, I have shit down below. Yeah, click.